Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jeff White with Jeff White Fitness Solutions. Thanks for checking out this video today. And this video affects us always, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. And this is social credit scores. Do you know about social credit scores? Well, there are a lot of things going on in the world right now that are keeping our minds occupied. But this is one topic that we must be aware of and at least have in the back of our minds. Social credit scores can be very dangerous, but they're already being implemented in our lives every single day, and we don't even realize it. So they're gradually bringing it in, but eventually it's going to become more and more important and more dangerous. So let's talk about this. But before I get started, please like and subscribe to the channel, and please leave me a comment to let me know what you think about this topic and my opinion on this topic. All right, guys, let's do it. So I'm going to paraphrase here, but basically, this is a system that was created by China, and it is a national credit system that can whitelist or blacklist individuals and businesses, and it also tracks a person's trustworthiness. And so basically, you are tracked, and your deeds can either be considered good or bad. And good deeds get you points, bad deeds get points taken away. Social credit system. Now, this is over in China, and they are implementing it. I don't think it's fully implemented yet, but they are definitely using it. Now, some of you may be saying, well, they would never do that in the United States, but I believe that it is coming because they are already using it to an extent. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about right now. So like I said, a lot of people will say, oh, they'll never do that here. But let me ask you something. How many rewards points have you gotten over the years? Have you been rewarded for doing something good? I mean, think about it. This is how it gets started. When you go into a swimming pool, you don't just jump right in, do you? You want to dip your big toe in the water first to see how cold it is. You got to get used to it. You got to get acclimated. This is exactly what they're doing here. You got to get used to the system. You have to get comfortable with getting rewarded for doing good things. And this is just two examples of rewards. And you get rewarded for not smoking, you get rewarded for exercising, eating healthy. It all starts small to get you used to doing good things to be rewarded. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing good things. But what is the end goal of these reward points? That's the question you have to ask yourself. So I want you to be honest. How many people have said, ooh, if I do this, I can get points? Or, ooh, if I don't do that, I can get points. And then they go out of their way to do or not do something to get points. This is a reward. This is another form of a social credit system, or this is one aspect of it. Again, you are rewarded with points for doing something that is considered good. If you don't do it, you don't get the points. If you get the points, you get some type of reward or perk. This is a social credit system that is being slowly implemented into our society, and people really haven't figured it out yet. Again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with these rewards, but my question is, what happens if you don't get the rewards or you don't do something good? That's the question that we have to ask ourselves. Okay, so here's an example of what it looks like in communist China. Now, as you can clearly see, if you're at the top, got the most points, you are living the best life you can, and you have all the perks, and you're doing quite well. If you don't have the points, your life is rough. There's a lot of things you simply cannot do, and you will not be able to do them, unfortunately, because you just don't have the points. Now, some people will still say, well, that's over there. They will never do that here. But let's take a step back. Let's go back to the year 2020. And right when the the situation came out and they wanted you to get the that thing in your arm voluntarily, they offered you free donuts, free baseball tickets, free lottery tickets, baseball tickets. They offered you all types of stuff. They made it fun. Then all of a sudden, it became mandatory. So if you did not partake in the thing in the arm, you were ostracized. You lost your job. You could not go into certain establishments. They tried to make your life miserable. That is another form of a social credit score. Either you do what we tell you to do, you get all the perks. If you don't, you suffer. This is no different. Now, would they try to do that again here? I believe they would if they had the opportunity, but time will tell. So keep in mind, there are many elected officials who like the Chinese social credit system. For example, this gentleman here ran for president. He did not win, of course, but he likes the Chinese social credit system and would have implemented it here in the United States. Now, mind you, I already believe that they tried to implement it here to an extent with that mandatory experiment in the arm. It did not work, but that's not to say they won't try again. But in addition, I believe the system is coming, and there is one product we use almost daily that helps us get used to the thought of the social credit score that we must be fully aware of. So check this out. Okay, guys, remember, this is just my personal opinion, and I encourage you to leave a comment. Let me know what you think, whether you agree or disagree. That's perfectly fine. But my thinking is these QR codes are helping us get used to the social credit system. I mean, think about it. You scan the code, you get these points, you scan it to get your rewards. This very much reminds me of the situation back in 2020. You had your experimental situation with the arm that was voluntary, it was fun, you get the free stuff, then all of a sudden it was mandatory. Now, looking at China, you can see everywhere they go, they have to scan those QR codes. And if it's in the green, you're good to go. If it's in the red, they ship you back home. So I believe this is just one of the first steps to getting us used to these points, this point system, and eventually it will come back to haunt us. Again, this is just my opinion, but look at these examples. They make it fun and exciting. I mean, everybody got rewards now. Everybody named Mama got rewards now. You got to scan that code to get them rewards, though. See, they putting it, they're associating the QR code and scanning with reward. They're they're associating it with good stuff. And again, there's nothing wrong with the good. My thinking is, what happens if you don't do what they think or decide is good? Now, this business, depending on who you talk to, may not necessarily be the best business as far as health, but they're still associating with doing what they want you to do to get these points and these rewards. I think it's a very dangerous situation that they're putting us in, and people just aren't paying attention to it like I am. In my opinion, they're not really looking at it from this perspective. But again, there's so much going on in the world, it's hard to follow everything. But I'm looking at everything from a big picture perspective. So again, everyone, QR codes and scanning is becoming more mainstream, but there's something else I want you to consider. You are downloading this information to your phone. What type of information is this data storing, retrieving, or transmitting from your phone? To who? I don't know. Now, I already know that your phone, can be hacked and they can already tap into your phone for many different things. But, this is just something else to think about. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. But it just makes me really uncomfortable that it seems as though everyone is turning into the QR codes and the scanning and the reward points. I believe, looking at China, that this could make a turn for the worst. We see the good now, but how do we know that things won't take a turn somewhere down the line? That's my only concern. Okay, so here's just more information about China and their social credit system. I think there are many examples out here of the rewards that they have and the punishments, you can call it. I think to just make your life tougher. And again, I go back to the situation in 2020. They made your life tougher if you did not participate. And so I believe that we could see more of that or something similar going forward here in the United States. And we just have to be really aware and careful of what we see. Because again, there are people who like that model over in China. And also keep in mind, this is another form of control. So ask yourself, do some of the powers that be want more control over the people? And if they do, what would they do or how would they get more control? So ask yourself those key questions and then work backwards, because that's what I do. I look at the Agenda 2030, where they say you'll own nothing and be happy. And I ask myself, okay, so if that's their end game, how do they get to this point? What steps can they take to get there? This could be one of those steps. Again, guys, it's just my opinion, but I would love to know what you guys think, because I think this is very important. So if anyone who's followed me for a little while, they know I like to talk about solutions. I'm so sick and tired of people who all they do 100% of the time is talk about the problem, or they want to analyze who to blame for the problem. I don't give a damn who caused the problem at this point. I need to talk about solutions, because I need to better my situation. I want to know how to get out of this mess that we're in. So I like to talk about solutions. So in this case, if you are leery of a potential social credit system or social credit score, we need to find ways to reduce or limit our exposure to that social credit score, because I think it's coming. I think it's coming, and there's only so much we can do about it. So one of the best things we can do is try to get out the system. And I always say this: being self-sufficient is one of the most important things that we can do. So first off, we need to stay aware of the situation. We need to pay very close attention to any signs that a social credit system, a social credit score, is increasing and becoming more prevalent in our lives. Now, if you're okay with it, then that's one thing. Then hey, you don't have to worry about anything. But if you like me, you're going to start wondering, okay, if my social credit score isn't up to par because I talk about certain things on social media, or because I like to eat certain foods, what's going to happen to me? What if I don't want to do exactly what you tell me to do? What if I don't want to participate in any future experiments? Is that going to lower my social credit score? And if it lowers my social credit score, what's going to happen? Does that mean I can't buy certain foods from the grocery store? Does that mean I can't even go to the grocery store? I don't know. I don't know. But I don't put much past these people, because my trust in them has dwindled down to negative 74. That's pretty much where I am right now, just keeping it real. So we got to find ways to limit our exposure to these credit scores. And again, it's all about being more self-sufficient, being as self-sufficient as possible. We gotta, and I say this almost in every video, but it all comes back to the same things. You gotta stock up on your food, because you don't know if they're gonna be shortages, or they're gonna be some type of droughts that limit the foods in the stores, and then they say Well, you have to have a certain criteria to get this food. We don't know. We don't know. We have no idea what's going to happen. If they start rationing, they're going to ration to people who meet these social credit scores first. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm relying on someone else who may not have my best interests at heart. It's just that simple. Stock up on your food, your water, plant some type of food if you can. Get you some alternative energy sources. All these things are very important. Very important. And you have to think for yourself on this one. Find ways to limit your exposure to the social credit system in ways that your life won't be impacted by it. And again, this is all my own opinion. You can have your own opinion on this. You can think of ways that your life could be impacted if you don't do something they want you to do. What would you do to overcome that situation? That's where being self-sufficient comes in. All right, guys, I'm done. I just wanted to put this out here. It was on my mind. I've been thinking about this for about 3 or 4 months now. I finally decided to make this video. So share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Do you see what I see? If you think I'm way off, then hey, let me know, because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to figure things out, because this world is very interesting right now, and I don't know. I'm just trying to get a handle on everything so I can just live as smooth and stress free as possible. All right, guys, take care. Peace.